You might think butterflies use their mouths to taste like we do, but their world is a little more magical. These delicate insects have taste sensors on their feet, allowing them to sample whatever they land on. When a butterfly touches a leaf, it instantly knows whether it's nutritious or toxic. This ability helps female butterflies decide where to lay their eggs, ensuring their caterpillars have the best food from the start. Imagine stepping on chocolate and instantly knowing how sweet it is. That's the butterfly's reality. Their legs are wired with special chemoreceptors that detect sugars and other chemicals. So every landing becomes a mini flavor test. It's one of nature's most fascinating shortcuts, tasting with your toes. A caterpillar doesn't simply sprout wings and fly off. It goes through a jaw-dropping transformation. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar's body literally dissolves into a liquid goo. Scientists have studied this metamorphosis and confirmed it's not just a change, it's a total biological reset. Most of its tissues break down entirely, and from that goo, a butterfly is built from scratch. Even its brain and organs are rebuilt using stored cells. It's like rebooting a machine with entirely new hardware, but keeping some old memories intact. Remarkably, research suggests that butterflies may even remember things learned as caterpillars. So while their bodies melt, parts of their identity survive the incredible change. On Mercury, time doesn't flow like it does on Earth. The planet rotates so slowly that one full spin takes about 59 Earth days. Yet it zips around the sun in just 88 Earth days. That means a single day on Mercury, from one sunrise to the next, actually lasts 176 Earth days. It's the strange result of a cosmic tug-of-war between gravity and rotation. If you stood on its rocky surface, the sun would rise incredibly slowly, pause for ages, and finally set long after the planet had orbited the sun once. Mercury's odd schedule shows just how wildly different time can be on other planets, and why Earth's 24-hour cycle is a rare kind of balance. It sounds impossible, yet under the right conditions, water can boil and freeze at the exact same time. This rare phenomenon is called the triple point, and it only happens when temperature and pressure are balanced just right. At that point, solid, liquid, and gas phases of water coexist in perfect harmony. Scientists create these conditions in labs to study physics and material behavior. Imagine watching a droplet of water bubble away and freeze solid all at once. It's like witnessing a science magic trick. While it's not something you'd see in your kitchen, it's a powerful reminder of how nature bends its own rules under extreme environments. Cows are more emotionally intelligent than most people give them credit for. These gentle giants form deep social bonds and even have best friends. When cows are paired with their chosen companions, their stress levels drop and their heart rates remain stable. Separate them, and they show signs of anxiety and unease. Studies have revealed that cows prefer to spend their time with specific individuals in the herd, often grooming each other, standing close, and sleeping side by side. It's not random behavior, it's real friendship. These emotional connections affect their health, productivity, and even their lifespan. So the next time you see cows in a field, know that some of them are just hanging out with their BFFs. The Eiffel Tower isn't as still as it looks. Thanks to the laws of thermal expansion, it actually grows taller in hot weather. When the metal absorbs heat, it expands, and the tower can stretch up to 6 inches taller during summer months. It's a subtle change, but measurable. This phenomenon isn't unique to the Eiffel Tower. Bridges, railways, and even sidewalks have expansion joints to allow for the same effect. Engineers knew this over a century ago and designed the iconic structure accordingly. So, when you're in Paris and the sun is blazing, remember? You're not just getting sunburned. You're seeing a landmark grow right before your eyes. Lightning may last just a second, but the power packed into that flash is unbelievable. When a bolt rips through the sky, it can heat the surrounding air to over 30,000 Kelvin, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This extreme heat causes the air to expand explosively, creating the sound we know as thunder. Each bolt carries about 1 billion volts of electricity, enough to power entire towns momentarily. Lightning strikes the Earth around 8 million times a day. Despite its fury, it's also beautiful, creating nature's most dramatic light show. But don't let its beauty fool you. That glowing streak is hotter than a star and deadlier than it looks. When you look at a bird, you're seeing a dinosaur in disguise. Modern birds are the direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs, the same family that includes the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. Fossil evidence shows that many of these ancient creatures had feathers, hollow bones, and other bird-like traits long before flight evolved. Over millions of years, natural selection favored smaller, lighter forms, and some developed the ability to glide and fly. Today's birds still carry those genetic legacies, from their skeletal structure to the way they walk. So whether it's a sparrow, an eagle, or even a chicken, you're looking at a survivor of the greatest extinction event in Earth's history. The Amazon rainforest doesn't just sit and soak up water, it helps make it. Through a process called transpiration, trees release water vapor into the atmosphere. That vapor rises, cools, and condenses to form clouds, which eventually fall back down as rain. This self-sustaining cycle generates up to half of the rainfall in the entire region. In a sense, the forest breathes water. Without this cycle, the entire ecosystem would collapse. The trees depend on the rain they help produce. It's a delicate, natural feedback loop where every leaf plays a role in keeping the Amazon and its creatures alive. It's not just a forest, it's a water-making machine. In the deep sea, there lives a jellyfish that can do the unthinkable: cheat death. Turritopsis doherni, also known as the immortal jellyfish, has the rare ability to revert its cells back to an earlier stage of life. When threatened by age or injury, it transforms into a polyp, starting its life cycle all over again. This biological loop means it can theoretically live forever, unless it's eaten or destroyed. While it's still a mystery how this process works on a cellular level, scientists are fascinated by what it could teach us about aging and regeneration. Nature built a creature with a restart button, proof that life always finds a loophole. The Venus flytrap isn't just a passive plant, it's a calculating predator. Inside its leafy jaws are sensitive hairs that detect movement. If one hair is touched, nothing happens. But if two are touched within 20 seconds, the trap snaps shut. Why? Because it's counting. This double tap rule helps avoid false triggers like raindrops or debris. Once the trap closes, more movements inside signal that the insect is alive, prompting the plant to begin digestion. If there's no movement, it reopens. This strategy saves energy and ensures the plant only feeds when it's worth the effort. It's not just a trap, it's a smart one. Parrots are more than mimics, they're learners. Some species, especially African gray parrots, have shown the ability to understand human language. One famous parrot, Alex, could identify colors, shapes, numbers, and even express simple feelings. He knew over 100 words and used them in context. When asked how many red blocks were on a tray, he could count and answer correctly. Scientists studying Alex found that his responses weren't just trained tricks, they reflected understanding. These birds have intelligence similar to toddlers, with emotional awareness and memory. So when a parrot talks back, it might just know exactly what it's saying. In the ocean, seahorses flip biology on its head. Instead of the female carrying the babies, the male does the honors. After mating, the female deposits her eggs into a special pouch on the male's belly. He fertilizes them, nourishes them, and carries them for weeks. When it's time, the male experiences contractions and gives birth, sometimes to hundreds of tiny seahorses. It's a rare and beautiful role reversal that sets seahorses apart in the animal kingdom. Evolution designed them for teamwork, and in this case, Dad takes the labor pains with pride. Contrary to what cartoons and textbooks show, real raindrops don't look like teardrops. Small drops are perfectly round due to surface tension. As they grow larger and fall faster, air resistance flattens them into a shape like a hamburger bun, domed on top and flat on the bottom. If they get too big, they split into smaller droplets. This discovery was confirmed using high-speed cameras and radar. So the next time you doodle a rainy day, remember, real raindrops don't cry, they fall in weird, squashed shapes shaped by physics, not emotions. When most people think of earthquakes, they imagine the ground shaking and buildings swaying. But sometimes the earth pulls off an even stranger trick. In certain conditions, water-saturated soil can suddenly harden during an earthquake. This process is the reverse of liquefaction and happens when underground water, trapped under intense pressure, forces its way up and compacts the loose particles above. The result? What was once mushy or unstable can become surprisingly solid. This shift is incredibly rare but has been documented in seismic